What's going on, everybody? My name is Justin Godsey for the Sports Beat Network. Thank you so much for checking out tonight's video. Tonight, guys, we're here talking about the Dallas Cowboys, as today they have now just lost another huge player to the defensive backs position. For a lot of people who just do not know what is currently developing, a majority of you guys do know. Morris Claiborne has torn his ACL today in tonight's game over the New Orleans Saints. The Dallas Cowboys did defeat the New Orleans Saints in dominating fashion. I did have my doubts that the Dallas Cowboys could tangle along with what the New Orleans Saints brought to the play. Jimmy Graham, Marquise Colston, Kyrie Robinson, Pierre Thomas, Drew Brees, you name it. That team is really stacked on offense. But you also have to understand that the New Orleans Saints just suck on the road. They cannot win a single game on the road. Going back to last year, they started a nice 4-game losing streak, which continued on tonight. Going back to last year, this team just cannot win on the road. And today for the Dallas Cowboys, it was one of those games where, you really set the pace in this division, the NFC East. This NFC East is very much of a dominating and much more of a powerhouse division in all of the NFL. And it's pretty much, an up-in-the-air division. The Giants got a huge win over the Washington Redskins. The Cowboys defeating the Saints tonight. The Philadelphia Eagles are not coming, back down to earth. They lost to the 49ers today. So this division is still up for grabs, and the Dallas Cowboys are still in the mix of it. We're heading into Week 5. And the Dallas Cowboys, they have now just lost Morris Claiborne. Morris Claiborne, since coming into the league, has not done a whole lot for the team. As hard for me as to say it, but that's just the fact. I think that Morris Claiborne still needs a lot more, experience. He needs to keep much more of a tighter coverage. He just gets blown in coverage way too many times. He does have that occasional, character issue. It was just this past week where he just, straight up just left the team practice facility after being, demoted from, a number 1 from a starter position to a number 2. He just walked out and just, goes AWOL for the entire day, and all of a sudden he just resurfaces this week. It shows up for Sunday Night Football's game, and he's ready to go to work. But now that he has suffered a very huge knee injury, this is a big blow to the already sort of weak, but still, in the mix of, of the race, of the division race, the Dallas Cowboys defense. That team is really holding it together with all those, the miscues from this roster. Sean Lee is out. They're now going with a bunch of, backup, linebackers, defensive backs. This team has gone through a whole lot, but they're still, They're rising above hate. That's a little John Cena thing for you professional wrestling fans. But a lot of people are thrashing the team, saying that this team cannot really compete. I give the Dallas Cowboys, their props. They're keeping this, division race close. They're doing whatever it has to take, and they're doing work. They're doing a great job doing it. But you know what? They're going to be without Morris Claiborne. Orlando Scandrick replaced him as the opposite starter next to Brandon Carr, and that's pretty much just how it's going to work out for. A Morris Claiborne loss is going to be drastic going down the line, as the depth for the Dallas Cowboys is now dwindling. They did lose B.W. Webb, who was actually one of my favorites. He was one of the the most underrated cornerbacks who if you just give him some more time to develop as a corner, I think he can be a really good emergency backup starter. I think he can really give you a lot, or number 2, I should say. He can give you that that extra push and get you that extra coverage. But they don't have him anymore, so it's back to finding a possible street free agent to come in, sign someone off your practice roster. That's what the Dallas Cowboys now have to do, now that Morris Claiborne is no longer in the mix for the remainder of the year. That's going to be a big crushing blow to the coverage for the Dallas Cowboys. Let me hear your guys' opinion about this, as Morris Claiborne has torn his ACL against the New Orleans Saints, as the Dallas Cowboys picked up a huge victory over the New Orleans Saints tonight on Sunday Night Football. My name is Justin Godsey for the Sports Beat Network, and I'll catch you guys